Okay, this one's for Gabby.
Before we get started, could I please ask that you turn your mobile phones off or on silent so we don't have any interruptions during the service. And if you do want to take a seat on the grass, I'm sure Robert wouldn't mind. Good morning, everyone. My name is Rebecca Broad, and I have the privilege today of guiding this service as we gather to remember, honour and celebrate the life of Robert John Teasdale. I want to begin by acknowledging the grief that brings us here, the sorrow, the shock, and the heartbreak of losing a man way too young, so full of life, so cherished, and so deeply loved. There is no way to soften the reality of what we feel today, but being together gives us a place to share that grief, a space to remember, and a chance to celebrate Robert in a way that honours him. Robert's passing was sudden, tragic, and impossible to make sense of. At just 25 years old, he had so much ahead of him, so much life to live, and so much to give. And yet, in those 25 years, Robert managed to leave a mark on everyone around him, a mark that cannot be erased, a presence that will be remembered forever. Today, we are here to honour that presence, to hold his memory close, to reflect on the many ways he brought you joy, laughter, and love. When people speak about Robert, a few things become immediately clear. He was bright, he was energetic, and he had that way of drawing people towards him. Robert had a warmth about him, a spark in his personality that made others feel welcome and included. Whether it was a casual laugh, a shared joke, or just the way he carried himself, people were drawn to him naturally. He didn't have to try. His energy and openness made friendships effortless. Robert loved to be active, to try new things, to challenge himself. He had a passion for machines, engines, cars, and anything mechanical. If it moved, revved, or made a sound, Robert wanted to understand it, to take it apart, to see how it worked, and often put it back together again, better than it was before. He loved using his hands to create, build, and repair, finding joy in seeing his work come to life. And although he had many jobs in his young life, each one gave him a different experience, a new set of skills, and another chance to grow. He was fearless in trying new things and learning as he went, showing the determination, curiosity, and energy that was inspiring to everyone who knew him. But as busy as Robert was, there was one thing that could make him pause, focus, and truly sit still, and that was his Xbox. For someone who was constantly on the move, constantly thinking, and constantly exploring, the Xbox was a rare moment of quiet joy. Whether he was competing online, immersing himself in a game, or just enjoying a few hours of focus and fun, it was the only time you could guarantee that he would stay in one place. That small detail tells us something very important about Robert. It reminds us that even in someone so full of energy, there were moments of calm, of joy, and of deep engagement with the things that he loved. Beyond his hobbies and passions, Robert was a young man who valued family above anything else. At the centre of his world was his mum, Margaret. Their relationship was extraordinarily built on love, trust, and mutual respect. Robert adored his mum, and she was the person that always made time for him, no matter how busy or how distracted life became. He was close to her in a way that is rare, a bond full of warmth, care, and deep affection. He was also the beloved son to Cameron, who watched him grow into the young man we remember today. Fathers and sons share a connection that is sometimes quiet, sometimes loud, but always deeply meaningful. With Cameron, Robert had guidance, support, and a foundation that helped shape his life. And his sister Emily. Robert was a brother in every sense of the word, someone to laugh with, someone to lean on, to share secrets with, and to grow alongside. Their bond, shaped over a lifetime of shared experiences, is a gift that remains unbroken, even in the face of tragedy. And then there was Abby, his girlfriend, his partner. Their love was young but genuine, filled with affection, laughter, and shared dreams. Robert's love for Abby was clear to anyone who knew him. He cared deeply, spoke warmly, and shared moments of joy that will now become treasured memories. Their time together may have been brief, but it was full of real love and connection, the kind that leaves a lasting imprint on both hearts. Robert's life reminds us of the power of living fully. Even when life is short, he moved through the world with energy, with laughter, and with a sense of curiosity that never stopped. He touched the lives of those around him, simply by being himself, through his humour, his loyalty, his kindness, and his ability to make every room feel a little bit lighter. As we gather today, it is clear that Robert was loved by many. Each of you carry your own memories of him. Some will make you smile, others may bring tears, and some simply sit quietly in your heart. too personal to speak out loud. And all of those memories matter. All of them honour who Robert was and the impact that he had on this world. While grief is heavy and hard, it is also a reflection of love. The pain you feel today is a measure of the bond you shared with Robert, the joy he brought, and the place he held in your heart. It is a reminder of how deeply he mattered. And though today is full of sorrow, it is also a day to celebrate the brightness he carried, the laughter he inspired, the love he gave, and the life he lived with courage, passion, and energy. In remembering Robert, we are also reminded that life is fragile, precious, and extraordinary. His energy, passions, and humour, and even his rare moments of calm, like the time spent on his Xbox, are part of the story you will all carry forward. These memories keep him alive in your hearts, and they remind you that even in loss, the love and the joy he gave to this world endure. So as we begin this service, I invite each of you to hold Robert close in your thoughts. Remember his laughter, remember his energy, his cleverness, his mischievous, and his love for machines. And yes, even his love for sitting down playing his Xbox. Let those memories come to the surface. Let them bring smiles and tears alike, and let them remind you of the extraordinary young man we are here to honour today. At this time, I would like to ask Jackie and Emily to come forward and share their eulogies.
I'm reading this on behalf of Margaret. On behalf of my family, I would like to begin by thanking everyone who is here today and for those who sent all their condolences. I received countless phone calls, emails, texts, flowers, in-person visits and thoughts and prayers. They have all been comforting during a very difficult time, and have also been a reminder of the impact my son has had on so many people. Robert was the most electric, adventurous person I knew. I never wanted him any other way. Robert was definitely labelled a crazy one, a misfit, a troublemaker, just because he saw the world in a differently, or because he didn't fit in neatly into boxes society had created, and refused to conform to what everybody else was telling him he had to do or be. He would also always keep pushing forward to try to do better, and for that he will always have my admiration. I never wanted my boy any differently because he had a change.
Because if he had changed, if he had changed the person he was, then he would not be the person you are all here today to celebrate. When I think about a time when I knew I was in for an interesting parenting journey, it was when Robert was about 1 year old. Just a few weeks after his younger sister, May, was born, he would casually try pushing my cot down the hallway towards the back door. He was not ready to share his mum with anyone just yet. And for a few more years after this, he was not understanding why her birthday would come first as he was older. I was born the day before Robert's first birthday. Then when Robert was about 3 years old, he had on his blue jumpsuit. He had taken Dad's wallet, car key, hat, sunglasses, and my camera, and casually went strolling down the main road to go shopping. Over the years, Robert has told me about so many of his adventures, the good, the bad, and the ugly. But I enjoyed listening to each and every adventure because it is what he had wanted to go and do. And as a parent, watching your children find their footing in their life and grow and leave the nest is exactly what we want for our children. Robert was truly exceptional and a unique human being, and always cared for others, at times to a fault, even in times when those people did not feel the same towards him. But if someone he loved or cared was hurting or in need, he was always there, trying his best to help or try to fix it his own way, knowing it would cause him issues at the time with others in his life. Robert packed so much love and light into his 25 and a half years than most people do in their entire lifetime. His cheeky grin, infectious giggle, and imagination knew no bounds. Robert made almost every day an adventure and has taught a lot of people about unconditional love, how to care, and compassion. Our lives will never be the same without you in them, my dear boy Robert, but you will forever be remembered. I will carry your love and light with me always. I love you and always will. All right, let me get my one out. Yes, please. All right, let me just use one. All right, now on to my one. Okay, so today I want to speak not just about loss, but about connection. The kind we have, the kind we lose, and the kind we hope to rebuild. In the last...
In the last couple of years, I didn't get to know Rob as much as I should have. We weren't as close as we once were, but we were on our way there again. When we were kids, there were fun times. Simple, easy, the kind of memories that stay warm no matter how much time passes. As we became teenagers, we tried so hard to be different from each other. I know for myself there were resentments, misunderstandings, and things said that pushed us apart. Puberty, am I right? It has a way of turning small moments into big divides. When we grew into adulthood, I unfortunately still held onto some of that resentment and old hurt. The funny thing about trauma is that it doesn't stay neatly in the past. It bleeds into your life and stains relationships, even the ones that matter most. But in recent years, something started to shift. Rob and I managed to share a few conversations, maybe crack a couple of jokes, and slowly the distance between us began to close. We were finding our way back to each other. And in thinking about Rob, about who he was, about our childhood, and the things that made him, him, I keep coming back to some memories that still make me smile. One of the clearest memories I have is of Rob dancing in the lounge room as a kid. There was one song in particular, Bass Hunter, Now You're Gone. He would spin around the room so happily like the world didn't matter and he could go on forever. Of course, he'd only last a few minutes before getting sick. But in those moments, he was fully himself, carefree, joyful, and determined to keep going, even when his stomach said otherwise. That memory popped into my head recently when this song appeared on my playlist, not once, but twice. I like to think that was Rob's way of nudging me, telling me to remember and to share that moment. And then there's the high school memory, one of my personal favourites. I was at Jackie's, digging through her wardrobe, trying to pick out a dress. There was this one blue dress I absolutely could not pull off, but Rob, he had the hips for it, and he looked great in it too. Some people just have a natural style, and apparently Rob was one of them. And even though I didn't get to experience it firsthand, I hear he was great at bear hugs. He definitely was. And honestly, I believe it. It just fits who he was. As I grew older and started reflecting on Rob's life, I realised we actually ended up having similar interests, from our music taste to anime and movies. Although I will say he preferred Star Trek over Star Wars, which in my opinion is still the wrong choice. But I don't blame him. He saw Star Trek first. We'll let him have that one. These moments, these memories, the serious ones, the funny ones, the unexpected ones, they're pieces of Rob and who he was, and they're pieces of what we were slowly rebuilding together. That's part of what makes losing him so hard, not losing who he was, but losing the future moments we were just starting to just rediscover. Still, I'm grateful for the childhood laughter, for the silly memories, for the shared interests, and for the reminder that it's never too late to reconnect. Rob gave me that, the chance to start healing something old, and the courage to keep healing with others in my life. And I will carry those memories with me, and I will carry him with me.
In every life, there are moments that stay with us. Quiet moments, loud moments. Moments filled with laughter and moments filled with love. We will now take a little time to simply sit with our memories of Robert, to think about the boy he was, the young man he became, and the impact he had on each of you. This is a time to let your thoughts wander back to his smile, his humour, the sound of his voice, and the way he moved through life with such energy, and those little quirks that were so unmistakably him. It's a moment to hold close memories that bring comfort and to acknowledge the ones that make the ache a little bit sharper. To guide us through this quiet moment of reflection, we will now listen to the song chosen with great meaning, The Sound of Silence by Disturbed. As the music plays, I invite you to let the images of Robert come gently to mind, to reflect, to remember, and to feel whatever emotions arise. Please take this time for yourself and for him.
Hello, darkness, my old friend. I've come to talk with you again, because a vision softly creeping left its seeds while I was sleeping, and the vision that was planted in my brain still remains within the sound of silence. In restless dreams I walked alone, narrow streets of cobblestone, neath the halo of a street lamp. I turned my collar to the cold and damp, when my eyes were stabbed by the flash of a neon light that split the night and touched the sound of silence. And in the naked light I saw 10,000 people, maybe more, people talking without speaking, people hearing without listening, people writing songs that voices never share, and no one dared silence. Fool said I, you do not know. Silence like a cancer grows. Hear my words that I might teach you. Take my arms and I might reach you. But my words, like silent raindrops, fell and echoed in the wells of silence. And the people bowed and prayed to the neon god they made. And the sign flashed out his warning, and the words that it was forming. And the sign said the words on the prophets are written on the subway walls and tenement halls, and whispered in the sound of silence.
In every funeral service, there are moments that speak directly from the heart. Words that capture a love so deep and a loss so profound that they can only come from those who held the closest bond of all. Robert was a son cherished beyond measure, and the grief of losing him is something no parent should ever have to bear. Robert's mum, Margaret, has chosen a poem that expresses the depth of a mother's love and the heartbreak of saying goodbye far too soon. These words hold her feelings, her sorrow, and her everlasting connection to her son. It is my honour to read them on behalf of Margaret today. It's called Gone Too Soon, Dear Son. A part of me was snatched away on that very fateful day. A part of me vanished suddenly when death took you away. You meant everything to me. You were everything a son could be. You were precious and so wonderful. You were one in a million indeed. Your future looked promising and good. Your future could have been so beautiful. Why couldn't death have spared you? You had your whole life ahead of you. To have been cut off in your prime is a loss that's so hard to bear. I miss you and think of you all the time. How I wish I could have you back here. Death took you away from my hand, but never away from my heart. I'll treasure my memories of you forevermore. Rest in perfect peace, my dear son. Thank you, Margaret. That was a beautiful poem. Today, we have shared memories, laughter, tears, stories, and moments of reflection. And through all of these, one truth has been clear. Robert was deeply, fiercely, and unconditionally loved. Grief is the price we pay for love, and the love Robert gave and received was immense. In the days ahead, you may hold close the memories that bring a smile to your face, the stories that make you laugh, and the quiet moments that remind you of who he truly was. And may you hold on to one another, just as he would have wanted. Robert's life reminds us of how fragile, precious, and extraordinary it is. He brought joy and warmth wherever he went, drew people to him effortlessly. I can't say, I'm just going to skip that bit. And left an imprint that cannot be erased. Though his future was taken from him far too soon, The impact of his presence will endure in his family, his friends, and in the lives that he touched. Today we honour not only the sorrow of loss, but the beauty of his life. Now, as we prepare to say our final farewell, we move to the committal, and if you are able, I ask you to please stand as a sign of respect for Robert. A committal is a moment of both sadness and dignity. It is a moment to honour the body that carried him through this world, and to acknowledge that, though he is no longer with us physically, his spirit and his memory remain forever. Robert John Teasdale, we commit your body to be cremated. We do so with love, respect, and with gratitude for the life you lived, however brief it may have been. Earth to earth, ashes to ashes, and dust to dust. Your body returns to the earth, the place that will hold you always. Your spirit lives on in every heart that you loved, in every memory shared, and in every story that continues to be told. May your soul be free. May your heart rest in perfect peace. And may those who mourn your loss be comforted by the knowledge that the love you gave continues to live on in each of them. Though we say goodbye in the physical sense, we do not say goodbye in spirit. Robert will continue to walk with you in memory, in laughter and in stories told. Go gently, Robert, go peacefully. Know that you were cherished beyond measure. Your life mattered, and that you will forever remain in the hearts of those who loved you most. So that does bring our service to an end today, and the family does thank you very much for being here and for all the love and support that they've received over the last week. You are invited to stay behind after the hearse leaves, just for some light refreshments and a drink, and to share more wonderful memories of Robert. Before I ask the coffin bearers to come forward, I do want to leave you with the last words that perhaps Robert would say if he were here. When tomorrow starts without me, and I'm not here to see, if the sun should rise and find your eyes all filled with tears for me, I wish so much you wouldn't cry the way you did today, while thinking of the many things we did not get to say. I know how much you love me, as much as I love you, and each time you think of me, I know you'll miss me too. So when tomorrow starts without me, don't think we're far apart, for every time you think of me, I'm right here in your heart. Could the coffin bearers come forward, please?